3 camera angles. 2 live Grassrooted sessions on Instagram and Facebook, and then a Zoom session for those trying to participate as a community. Hello. Hi, Zoom. Hi, live. Welcome to Grand Rapids Yoga Studio's attic studio. This is where I have turned an old storage room upstairs into a really cool yoga, meditation, and home office space, and I actually really dig it a lot. So I am happy for the opportunity to have cleaned out and converted a space and really changed the energy in here. And now you're all in here with me. The light's weird, the sound's weird. I have this weird like window. Hey, I'm on live and Zoom. Welcome. Oh, good to see you.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. I'm gonna mute everybody in a second, but
Okay, cool.
welcome. We're just like getting started. I'm welcoming everybody. So normally in a Grassrooted class at the yoga studio, we would meet as a community, kind of find a space, like a circle space almost, and partake in a cannabis ritual, which could vary from anything from people having CBD tea before class or eating edibles before class or smoking CBD or THC flower or vaping. So there's like a variety of uses for cannabis. What many people, so many people have found is that enjoying cannabis and engaging in that ritual before a slow, mindful yoga practice is a really great way to be in touch with your body and with that like body, mind, breath connection, right? Speaking of mindful, I've muted everybody, I'm back. So, Grassrooted classes will start with that circle and that kind of ritual, like that cannabis ritual. We'll do a little breath work. So we're gonna start Facebook Live, we're gonna start Zoom, doing a little breath work. So bring yourself to your space. It might be in a chair. You might not even be participating with like on the floor, on the mat yoga with us tonight, but maybe participating with just engaging as a community right now. So wherever you're at, whether it's the floor, whether it's a mat, maybe your patio, maybe your couch, maybe you're in bed, connect with that space that you have settled to. And take a few nice, steady rounds of breath. Not doing anything to change the breath, but just breathing and just being in touch with that breath. Maybe you let your eyelids relax, let your lids close fully, let your face relax, and be here breathing these steady rounds of breath for a few moments. So now as you sit here breathing, you might start to bring awareness to that breath. And to do this, we simply just like feel the sensation of that air on your nostrils or on your upper lip or on your lower lip, depending on how you're breathing. You might have allergies. You might be stuffed up, not breathing through your nose. That's okay. Breathe through your mouth. Feel the sensation of air on your lips and in your mouth. If you're breathing through your nose, breathe through your nose. Feel the sensation of air on your nostrils. I will zip my lip for a moment while you connect with that breath. And now after paying attention to the sensation of air on your face, your nostrils, your lips, wherever you're breathing. Pay attention to the sensation of air in your body, how that makes your body move. Now, if you're in classes with me, oftentimes I love to be very, well, if you've known me ever, oftentimes I like to be very dramatic. So you might dramatically move your body as you breathe here. That's okay. Nobody's even watching you. I can't pay attention to what's going on. I've got cameras everywhere. So now is an opportunity to be goofy and silly and try different ways of breathing. Now you might be sitting there nice and still and cozy in your favorite seated position and just noticing the subtle movements in your body. Your chest rising, your rib cage expanding. Maybe by now your tummy's expanding and collapsing as you breathe. And so if you're engaging in a cannabis smoking ritual, now would be the time where we start to consider maybe taking a hit off of a pipe, of a chillum, off of a bong, whatever your choice is. I'm not really in any position to advocate people sharing and passing cannabis right now. So we just kind of deal with the fact that we're doing this on our own, so to stay healthy, but also like connecting here as a community. And just doing things as a community to make things better is what it's all about, right? If you are smoking, take a couple moments. Let that breath move through the body. Let the breath move the body. And so like I said earlier, cannabis usually works with our physiology really well. It's almost as if we were like built, many of us were built for it. It doesn't mean it works for everybody, but for many of us, we feel that like relaxed, interconnected, energized sense of well-being. And that's so many words to like describe getting high. But it lets us relax and be like energized and alert at the same time. Let us see things differently while still being like very chill and in our bodies. So this yoga practice, as many of you know, is about being in our bodies. I'm really happy to see people, obviously. Keep breathing. Keep smoking if that's what you're doing. Maybe you had an edible or a gummy or something an hour or two ago. Maybe you're sipping on CBD tea. Take a moment to thank Mother Earth, to thank that Earth for giving us this wonderful flower and for the properties that it affords us. And with that, we're going to get started with a little yoga movement here if you're ready. So find your favorite comfortable seat, whether it's cross-legged or wide-legged or dandasana with your legs straight out in front of you, whatever is your favorite. Really bring yourself to that space physically. Talk about the earth element. Talk about grounding in. Maybe even consider touching something that is of the earth, like wooden floor, maybe of a brick or a rock or a plant around. And you can just connect with that for a moment here. And keep breathing. And so bring awareness to all the parts of the body that are touching the ground, that are touching the earth, the sides of the feet, the sides of the legs, behind the legs, the butt, whatever's touching. Maybe your hands are on the earth. Whatever's touching the earth, bring your awareness there. And then make it so like you're almost breathing in through those places. Like you're taking the air in from the earth below you or whatever is below you supporting you. You might even press the sides of the legs in, press the butt in, press the hands in, and let this help you lift up and sit up nice and tall for a moment. And then you're going to let that go and just relax, and wherever you're at, you're going to tuck your chin into your chest and let your neck and spine relax. And we're going to be here for a couple rounds of breath, a few rounds of breath. So some of you might want to walk your hands out in front of you, finding a little fold. You might even start to move into your body, into your hips, into your lower back, swaying side to side, shifting, rocking, just kind of working into your body and being in tune with these places of your body, asking them what they might need from you. All the while, keep breathing, just nice steady rounds of breath. We don't need to do anything fancy here. We're just trying to keep it steady. We're just trying to keep our mind on our breath. And if you folded or hinged at the hips, go ahead and walk your hands towards your body, help you sit up nice and tall. Take those legs out to wide legs, wherever you're at, even if you were in wide legs. Maybe you just want to shift a second here. Shake it out. But we're all going to do wide legs for a sec. And then we're going to rock side to side, move the meat away from our tushy, find those sits bones, sit up nice and tall, and let the shoulders relax and melt. Now pull the feet, pull the toes back towards your face, like you're pressing the heels away, and feel that activate your legs. Super nice and strong. And then you press those legs into the mat as you sit up nice and tall, and find something in front of you you can gaze at for a breath or two. And just find that focal point. After a breath or two, we're inhaling our arms up alongside of our ears, our palms face each other. We're going to twist at the waist, set one hand down behind our back to help us sit up nice and tall, and the other hand to the floor or to our leg to give us some leverage in this twist. And we're only holding the twist for a second. We'll be bringing it back up in center and then fold. So wherever your fold is at, which means anywhere from practically sitting up to practically having your forehead on the ground, anywhere in between is your fold. It doesn't matter what any other person's fold is. Find your fold where you can comfortably hinge forward and then tuck your chin into your chest, relax your neck and spine, and breathe. Try to keep that energy in your legs by pulling the toes back and pressing the heels away. And then walk the hands towards the body, sit up nice and tall, take a breath or two here. You might even take some shoulder rolls here. Shoulder shrugs, maybe just whatever feels good for the shoulders. And then once you've relaxed again, let your toes point forward. So this is the opposite of like activating those legs and pressing the heels away. Now we're pressing the toes forward. And then let the feet go, shake them out. Find lots of energy in the legs. Press the heels away. Inhale the arms up. Biceps alongside the ears. Palms facing each other. Take a breath. And then exhale and twist in the opposite direction. Set one hand down behind you to the floor or to a block. And the other hand to the floor or your leg. And since we're at home, we have so many fun props we can use. I have a bunch of throw pillows here. I use water bottles for props all the time. It's not as if we have yoga blocks laying around necessarily. All right, swoop it back up in center and then float those hands down alongside your body. Take a couple rounds of breath here, just kind of feeling your place. You might be swaying side to side. You might start to work into those hips again, kind of shifting side to side or starting to rotate a little bit in each direction. And then when you've had enough of this, let's cross our right leg in front of our left leg. sit up nice and tall again. You might need to reposition yourself, moving the meat away from your tushy, sitting up nice and tall, letting the shoulders draw down the back, and just kind of settle in here for a breath. Then take the arms out from your shoulders, palms face the sky. Another breath or two. Imagine you're holding a beautiful quartz cluster in each of your palms, or Petoskey stones. And just let that give you the sensation of your palms being weighed down, and then your arms being relaxed and weighed down. And then we're going to cross our right arm under our left for a big hug. And this might be as far as we take it. We might just give ourselves some self-love, some self-care, and a nice big bear hug here. Really, we're trying to kind of keep our elbows together, keep our elbows lifted up so we're not scrunched up here, but nice and lifted. Bring awareness to the shoulder blades and to the shoulders and how they're stretching away from each other here. If you want to add on, bring in those eagle arms. Forearms together, hands together somewhere. Keep lifting the elbows up and away. Inhale. And then exhale the arms out. There's my favorite dramatic move again, right? And then float those hands down alongside your body. Press the fingertips into the mat to help you sit up nice and tall. We're even shining the chest up and away here. And then maybe even a gentle back bend as you bend those elbows. The gaze is at the sky. The gaze is at the ceiling. But we're not letting our head drop back. We don't want to hurt our neck. So we have control of that neck as we gaze up. And then go ahead, let this go. Shake it all out. We were just stretching this way. So maybe you feel like you want to counter pose here with a fold. It's up to you. We'll make our way up. Uncross our legs and then cross the left leg in front of the right. And again, find your spot on that mat. Shift side to side, kind of get into the sits bones, really press them into the mat, connect the sides of the legs and the sides of the feet with the mat, and take a couple rounds of breath here. Maybe you find a focal point or something to gaze at. Maybe your eyelids relax or close. And then we're taking the arms out to a T again. Palms face the sky. Imagine you're holding those nice heavy rocks or geodes or Petoskey stones or pints of beer or cups of tea. And then cross the left arm under the right for a big old bear hug. First we start with that big hug, giving ourselves some extra attention and love. That's what this is about. And then the forearms come together and the hands can come together if you want to add eagle arms here. Now keep pressing the butt into the mat. Keep pressing the sides of the legs into the mat. Keep that energy and that nice long spine and torso here. And then inhale very deeply. And then exhale the arms out nice and wide. Float them down alongside your body. Keep the right hand down, press it in, and lift that left hand to the sky. Nice long arm. And first feel the stretch from that left fingertips down the side body, through the side body into the hip, into the ground. Like a nice line of energy there. And then go ahead and bend the right elbow and reach over, C shape over to the right. We keep a lot of energy in our body by pressing that right hand in and the left hip in as we C-shape over. And then we'll inhale, bring that left hand up, float it down to the floor, press those fingers into the mat, and lift the right hand to the sky. Nice long stretch down the right side of the body to start. And then go ahead and use your energy as you bend the left elbow, reach over to the left, C-shaping the spine, pressing in through the left palm and the right hip. Here we have lots of energy as we're very connected to the ground. And then bring that right hand up, float it down alongside of you. Take a couple intuitive shoulder rolls or shoulder shrugs, whatever your body's asking for up there. And then we're gonna make our way over into child's pose. So to get there, you'll come over onto your hands and knees, and And then I have to reposition, of course. And then knees go wide, hips go back towards your heels. Here again, we find somewhere for our forehead to rest. So maybe we stack our fists upon each other, or maybe we use a water bottle or a throw pillow or anything we have around the house. We can be resourceful here. But the important thing is that your forehead is resting so the neck and spine can relax. Connect again with the earth in child's pose. This is a very grounding pose because like most your body is on the ground and you can really draw that energy up in powerful ways. So take a few rounds of breath here in your child's pose. And then you're going to walk your hands out nice and long to the front of your mat. Look up. And then walk the hands over to the left. We're again C-shaping the spine. Stretching the right side of the body as we press that hip back. The right hand can rest on the left or even cross over. We'll be here for like 3, 4, 5 rounds of breath, whatever you need in this side stretch. And then you'll walk the hands back to the middle. Maybe take a stretch here. And then walk them over to the right. Your left hand will cross over the right. You keep pressing that left hip back. Maybe feeling the stretch down the side of the arm, into the armpit, into the hip. Walk the hands back to the middle. One more stretch here down the middle. You'll go ahead, bring those hands in towards the body. Flip the toes under and then lift the hips up and back for down dog. And let this be a restorative down dog. Let it be a gentle one. So maybe walk your feet as wide as the edges of the mat. And pedal out those heels if you're not in a wide-legged down dog. Do something to bring energy and awareness to the backs of the legs and to the hips. And keep pressing the palms into the mat. Like really spread those fingers wide. Press the palms into the mat. Have nice, long, strong arms here in this down dog. And then bring it back down to hands and knees, and find a couple cat and cows. So we're going to have our knees about hip distance. We're going to have our wrists under our shoulders, pressing those palms in. Lift the gaze, find cow. And then round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, find cat. Keep pressing in through the palms in your cat. Press in through the toes, press in through the legs. And then inhale, drop the tummy, lift the gaze, cow. Okay, so you're in your own spaces, you're doing your own thing. You can do this at your own pace. You might have other variations you like. Like you might take your feet over to one side and look over your shoulder towards your feet, C-shaping the spine. You might do that a few times in each direction. You might be with your cat and cow. You might have added on if you have some balancing here that you like to do some spinal balance. We'll be here for a few more rounds of breath. So honor what your body is asking of you here. And continue to breathe. Continue to be connected with that breath. So bring it back to your hands and knees. Just kind of recenter your spine, nice long spine here. And then we're sitting our hips back towards our heels. Chest is gonna lift up and away. I'm turning around so you can see my hands here. So with the hips towards the heels, we're gonna bring our hands together behind our back, interlace those fingers, and then draw the hands down towards our feet. We might even pull the elbows in towards each other. Now we got a nice big stretch on the front side of our body. You might feel it in the chest and in the shoulders. We'll be here for another round of breath or two. And then we let the hands go. You might shake them out, kind of roll the shoulders in each direction if you want. And then we're inhaling the hands up above our head, interlacing the fingers, flipping the hands so we're pressing the palms to the sky. Try to let your shoulders relax. They like to creep up here, but we want to try to keep them down and away from the ears. You might see shape a little bit in each direction. Eventually, we're bringing the arms out to a T, palms face the sky. And then we're going to cross the left arm under the right for a bear hug. So left under right for bear hug, elbows together. We can bring the forearms together, hands together. Lift the elbows up and away. We have eagle arms if we want. Exhale the arms out wide. And then take that right arm under the left. You can go right into eagle arms or you can stick with a bear hug. But right arm is under left. Inhale. And then exhale, arms go out wide. Float those hands down alongside your body. Go ahead and come over onto your butts again. We're going to swing those legs around. Grassrooted Yoga, cannabis-enriched yoga at the studio. We usually do spend a lot of time on our mats. There's some standing strength. There's a little bit of standing strength stuff. A little bit of balance. Not necessarily leg balancing. But it's a lot of seated and hip stuff, and then it moves into kind of like higher chakra stuff, like Ajna chakra stuff. So we do a lot of seated stuff in our Grassrooted classes. So now we're going to move on to the next seated thing. Keep the right leg long, left foot to the inside of that right thigh. And like we've been doing all night, go ahead and find those sits bones connected to the earth. Maybe wiggle side to side. Just kind of find your spot where you can pull back on those right toes and press the press the right heel away and activate that leg. And feel that energy, that connection from the back of the leg to the ground. Pivot over that leg and take your time hinging at the hips and folding. So we're folding over the right leg, trying to keep this left hip connected with the ground, trying to keep this left side connected. The hands are at either side of our leg. Maybe your hands are both on the outside of that right leg so you can help pull yourself into this fold if you want. Otherwise, find the fold that you want. Tuck the chin into your chest and relax into this fold. Keep breathing. Don't lose that breath. Go ahead and roll the spine up to a nice straight spine. Lift the gaze, let the shoulders roll back. Place that right arm on the right leg so that you can almost use this pressing against each other to twist the chest open to the sky. Lift that left hand to the sky. This is as far as we have to take it. Just feeling this nice twist open, this nice big stretch. If you want to add on, go ahead and reach over towards those toes. You're You're keeping this left hip like pressing down. It likes to peel up and go with us, but try to keep pressing down there. And then use an inhale to lift that left hand up, set it down to the ground, and switch your legs. Left leg long, right foot to the inside of that left thigh. Do whatever you need to do to kind of find those sits bones and recenter yourself, and then pivot over the left leg and fold. Taking your time folding, tucking the chin into the chest to relax the neck and spine as you fold over that left leg. Few rounds of breath here. Roll that spine up to a nice straight spine. Left arm to the left thigh. Press them into each other. Twist open. Reach the right hand to the sky. And then if you're adding on, go ahead and reach over towards those left toes. Keep that energy in your left leg by pulling those toes back, pressing the heel away. We will reach up, float that hand down. Bring both of our feet together. Shift side to side. Find those sits bones. Sit up nice and tall to start, and then go ahead and fold. Hinging at the hips, working your way into your fold, wherever the fold takes you. And when you're comfortable, tuck the chin into the chest, relax the neck and spine. Breathe several rounds of breath, breathing into the hips and into the lower back. Feeling how this makes your body move when you breathe. Maybe noticing it in different spots because we're folded, we're in a different position. And then use your inhale, walk your hands towards your body, bring those knees together, sit up nice and tall. You might hug the knees in. Tuck the chin into the chest. Find some comfort here. We're going to make our way to our backs. So we'll extend the legs long, and then if you don't have anything behind you, you will walk your hands alongside your body to bring yourself down to your mat on your back. We're going to do some twists and get into a little bit of relaxation. For Grassrooted Yoga, this might be an opportunity to bring in cannabis again before you make your way down to the mat. Once you make your way down to the mat, reconnect with the earth again. Bring awareness to the parts of your body that are touching the earth, that are touching the mat, that are supported by the ground below you. Feel that energy connection and feel as if you're drawing your energy straight up from the core of the earth as you inhale. Exhale. And while you're on your back, you're going to draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe give yourself a hug. Maybe rock side to side. Eventually let your knees fall over to the left for a twist. Your arms can be out to a T, straight out from your shoulders, or you can put your left hand to the side of your right thigh to help draw those legs down towards the earth as you twist from the waist. Continue twisting. We'll be here a few rounds of breath. I'll play the cymbals. like a sponge or a washcloth. Exhale, make the space and twist deeper. And then you'll go ahead and bring those knees back up to the center. You might rock side to side a couple times, like massaging out the lower part of your back. And then you'll let the knees drop over to the right for a twist. Arms will be out from the shoulders. You could bring that right hand to the side of the left thigh to help twist you a little bit deeper. Give you a little leverage as you twist. Keep breathing. Notice how you breathe in a twist. It's an opportunity to bring awareness to our body in a different way. Couple more rounds of breath here. Maybe using your exhales to twist a little bit deeper from the waist. So the knees are coming up to the center. You might rock side to side, massaging out the lower part of your back. You might find happy baby with the soles of the feet facing the sky, knees bent, drawing the knees in towards the armpits. Your hands might be to the inside or outside of the feet for that. It's a great way to ask your body what it needs to be in tune with. Does it need to rock side to side? Do I need to stretch one leg and bend the other knee and then switch it out? Do I just need to hold still, draw my knees in towards my armpits and just let my gaze rest between my eyebrows for a breath or two? Shavasana, relaxation for a few nice steady rounds of breath, some more sound balance. So in terms of grassrooted yoga, cannabis-enriched yoga, there's some spiritual guidance out there, historical guidance, some science theory. There's plenty of stuff to read and research. I'd like to say the yoga of marijuana is an unbroken tradition. As a practice, it's older than antiquity, usually hidden from the esoteric circle of mundane life. Nevertheless, it has always been available for those who are perpetually drawn to it. So it's been around. It is a tool. It's a healing tool. It's a way to bring plant medicine to our yoga practice. It's a way to find a higher connection and a connectivity with our yoga practice. Have you settled into Shavasana? I forgot to finish that. Go ahead, find somewhere comfortable for you, where your lower back is supported. You might have the soles of your feet together and your knees open like a book, like butterfly legs. As long as it lets your lower back, your shoulders, and the back of your head relax, that's what we're looking for here. we're just being aware of our breath. We're using it as a focus, something to focus on as we let the body be still. And then maybe we can practice letting the mind be as still as the body here. That is meditation. It is not daunting and intimidating. And it can be an amazing tool to use, like, anytime you need it. Just telling your mind to be quiet. Rounds of breath here, letting the body relax. Maybe bringing awareness to the space between the eyebrows. Maybe even bringing your palms together and placing your thumbs to that space between the eyebrows. You might massage that by rubbing it, maybe rotating thumbs in each direction a couple times. Connect with the spot. When you're ready, you'll bring your body back to this space by wiggling your fingers and toes, taking a deep breath in, letting it out. Maybe taking a full body stretch wherever you're at and shaking it out. And then make your way up to seated if you'd like to join me here as we conclude class. So from seated, we're going to bow our heads, tuck that chin into the chest. Maybe the hands come together at heart center. The divine in me honors the divine in you, and I mean that sincerely. We can send these vibes and this energy that we've created out to the community. We can do it without even needing to be in the community. It's like magic. We just send healing and hope and love out there, and it makes its way out there. It's really that simple. That's all I need to explain about it. Just do it. Send the healing and love out there. And with that, thank you for joining me. Peace, namaste. Keep an eye out for more live events and Zoom things with the yoga company. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.